Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome once again. This is me, your boy from Get Ready, Stay Ready. New channel here, Tirade TV. Let me tell you something. This channel here is gonna be a little bit off. Uh, what I mean off, I mean there's gonna be no holding back. I got the missus here with me tonight. We're gonna discuss a couple things. Say hi, missus.
What's up,
That's enough
everyone?
bottle. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. um, now we're gonna discuss I guess the elephant in the room here.
Yeah, we got a few
Last couple
topics for
days.
y'all. We
Yeah,
got a few topics.
yeah. But I'm sure by now everybody and their mom and their aunt and their mom's boyfriend know about Will Smith,
In the
Chris
Chris
Rock,
Rock
and the
saga.
slap
Yeah.
heard around or seen around the world.
Yeah.
You know, there are probably aliens on another planet that's seen that. So we're gonna talk about
And
it.
Will knows about that.
Yeah, I know, right? For real. The first thing is most people want to know is, was it staged?
Mm,
That's the question.
that's the question.
Was it staged? And I can tell you this. When I first saw it, I was actually on another social media platform and I saw a little pop-up, little notification come up on my phone.
Right.
And it said, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. I'm like, oh man, they're doing some nonsense, you know. So I ignored it. Then it came up again and I was actually driving and I was like, oh man. But then I get home and I see it again. I'm like, you know what? Let me look into this. I didn't go to that other social media platform. I went to YouTube.
Right.
And I YouTubed it. And then I start seeing this video like I guess the thumbnail was like Will Smith just like reaching out and touching somebody, touching Chris Rock, right?
Right.
And I'm like, well, hold up, let me see what's going on with this, right? So I watch it, and then in the beginning, I'm like, okay, yeah, they faking. They probably got some kind of movie or something coming out, you know, they probably trying to get it hyped up, whatever. But then I saw, Will Smith go sit back down and basically told Chris Rock, keep his wife's name out of his effing mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, Will look kind of serious at that.
He
like
did.
That.
He did.
Now, here's the thing, though.
Okay.
And then what really made me think maybe it was real was Chris Rock's reaction. And the reason why, because I love Chris Rock's comedy. He's one of the best to ever do it. Regardless of what you all think about right now, you cannot deny that Chris Rock is one of the best to ever do it.
He all right. He
good. He good. He good. I would say
I don't stand with some of his political beefs.
Well,
beliefs and things that he's done. A lot of political. But yeah,
I don't stand with some of that. But he do know how to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Right. Now he seemed kind of speechless for a second.
He did.
And regardless if you like Chris Rock or not, there haven't been too many times where I've seen him actually kind of look speechless.
Not only did he look speechless, but he also looked hurt. Like he was like almost like, I thought you were my brother. Like, this coming from my brother type deal. So
exactly. But what do you think? You think was it staged? That's the question that's in everyone's mind right now. And the bad part about it is everyone probably in that building at the awards, obviously, they're actors.
Exactly.
So they're great at what they do.
And to me, a lot of actors are agents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're operating from someone else's agenda.
True.
So when you say was it staged, like literally, I sort of kind of think it was.
It's possible.
But and when it's staged, it doesn't mean that every person knows how it's going to go down, so that they can look even more surprised, right?
Well, because
so it can be believable.
Even if it was staged, like I would have a hard time seeing like Denzel Washington being a part of that.
Yeah, no, right, exactly.
I would have a hard time seeing that.
And not only Bradley that, but Cooper, judging
maybe,
because he was judging by some of the other people's responses, like the young lady from I forget what country she's from, but she's won many Oscars. She was sitting right on the side of him. Lupita, exactly. So she kind of looked like at first like, okay, this is a joke.
Yeah.
And then as Will Smith's tone got more serious and more serious, her expression definitely changed.
Exactly.
And it's so weird how he went from 0 to 100 so quick.
Like he was laughing. Just laughing. Like, you know how they do sitting down prestigious with their legs crossed and everything, like. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, he's up. I'm like, oh shoot, what?
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? I can tell you this though. There are times you can go from 0 to 10 in
instantly. But
Instantly.
even his
But
whole like him getting up, he still was laughing when he got
yes,
up,
yeah.
and it just
Even
when
walking back
he
to
had a
his seat,
little
he had like a little smirk, kind of like a.
yeah, and it was just weird. It was like an out of body
Now,
experience,
here's
almost
the
like
thing.
something took over him.
There are times you can have smirks, but
But be
what's behind that
serious.
smirk? Exactly,
Yeah.
like I always said with certain politicians, when they
Mhm.
laugh or when they smirk, I'm like, you saying that, but you're not fooling nobody. You know, I always say going back to George W. Bush, he would always have this little smirk, and I'd be like, man, come on, man, you're not fooling nobody with that. You know,
Yeah.
even Obama did it sometimes. You know,
Right.
I'm like, you're not fooling nobody, man. You know,
Mhm.
Trump does it. You know, or did it and still does it.
He does.
I don't know what the heck Biden doing. I'm not even forgetting to that. I don't
I
know
was
if he's
saying, I
snake. I
really
don't know what
don't.
it is. But
There's a huge distrust in
go ahead, say it.
in the world.
Yes.
Like I believe that God has really opened up a lot of eyes and
Yes.
ears, and so the stuff that they used to get away with, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? We're just all at attention. It's like we are sensitive to what God is saying, and kind of like,
Exactly.
what is this nonsense? What
Let's
is
get to the
this?
point where you admire the person and you admire the talent. And you're a big fan of them. Then it's like, well, you know, I admire the talent, but not really sure about the person. Now it's more like I'm not sure about the talent or the person. Now,
Or
yeah,
the industry,
because the industry
right?
is just basically that's one of the industries. In order to be successful, you literally have to sell your soul.
Yes.
You have to sell
And
your
I
soul.
don't think that people understood it. I don't think Christians understood that. I don't even think you don't even have to be a Christian. Like
You
so
really
many
don't.
people are awake these
Mhm.
days and they're not buying it any longer. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yep.
understanding these people already have some type of agenda that they're trying to get across,
Exactly.
And so we're just all to the point where like this is unbelievable. This is crazy. But you know what? I want to say something to the point. I want to show the people actually have something
Yeah.
I want to show them because you asked like, hey, was this fake? Like
Yeah.
let's go here to this actual video.
What we
Okay.
talking? What we got for him?
We're gonna see Will Smith at his after party.
I don't know. Look like you're having a good time.
Like he don't have a care in the world.
None at all.
And look at the caption here. It says MFs. I'm just gonna read, guys.
I'll read it for
Go
you.
ahead.
I'm sitting a little closer right here. MF's on here doing whole dissertations and breakdowns on Will smacking Chris and calling for his arrest. Meanwhile, Buddy jigging at the after party to his own music.
Right.
He has no you can pause it right there.
Yeah.
He has no care in the world right now.
None whatsoever.
Like if you really thought something was going to happen to you because of that, you would be like, man, I don't know if you would be, and maybe like I said, they're all actors, maybe putting on a good front. Yeah. I don't know, because that's what they do. That's what they get paid to do. That's what they sell their soul to do, to act and make people believe what's not true.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
One more I want to share with you guys. I thought this was amazing. We haven't really even got to this part, but listen, let's take a look here.
I appreciate, first of all, I'd like to say, great job standing up for your wife. I'm gonna say that first. I gotta say that first, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Sure.
Ride for your wife. But guess what? That's the wrong one. You gotta go back, Will. August.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You gotta slap August. That's
yeah.
who you need to be slapped. Because has there been any other comedian up there, you wouldn't have went up there and slapped him. Man, you know that.
That's exactly what I said.
You could have stopped Jada.
That's what I'm saying.
He could have did that, and I don't even promote domestic violence, but it would have made more sense if he did that.
Why you ain't stop up? But you want to go up there and slap them? Come on now. No, Will. No, with August, Will.
Yeah, because that was one of the first things I thought. I'm like, why didn't he get up and be all bad when he found his wife was in this quote unquote entanglement? That's when he should have wanted to go slap somebody.
Like literally, she put him on a world stage to basically what am I looking for? The word? Not dehumanize, but
humiliate,
when you do it to a man. emasculate him.
Yeah.
Like literally, he has not looked the same
He really
since.
hasn't.
He walks around with this like sadness in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I saw it then, you know, on the Oscars the other night.
Yeah.
Saw it when he got up and did his acceptance speech.
Mm-hmm.
He has not looked the same.
He really hasn't. I don't know, man. It's just I just find it hard to believe that. And like I said, I don't promote domestic violence in any way, shape, or form. But it would have made more sense if you'd have found out, oh, Will Smith slaps Jada Pinkett after, you know, admission of affair, whatever, entanglement, whatever.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have liked it. It would have been bad, but I at least would have understood it a little more.
Right.
This
Right.
I understand less, and I understand that, you know, it's coming out now that, you know, she has alopecia, what it called.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now they say she revealed it back in 2018. I don't really follow, you know, these so-called celebrities that much. That's not my thing. But I'm thinking, I thought I would have heard it somewhere. And the little show that she had on, was it Facebook? The little red talk table. Yeah, I never watched it, so maybe she said it on there.
Yeah.
Is that still?
She has.
She still have that?
I don't know if she still has it or whatever, but I know that she did reveal it there. That,
Yeah.
you know,
she needed to
hair,
bring that back though.
Yeah,
If she stopped, that was, from what I understand, that was very entertaining.
And again, I don't really agree with these people, you know what I'm saying, and some of their liberal beliefs. I'm just putting it out there, y'all.
For sure.
But that's just my take on it. But yeah, I think that maybe it was a way for her to express herself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. She feels, this is how I feel. I feel that she has some deep-rooted hurt for Will. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wants to make a fool out of him. You know, in front of people. And I just, as a wife, like, we are getting ready to celebrate our 20 years. I would never want my husband to look some kind of way because we are together. You know?
I tell you what, if that would turn out to be true, what you just said, that is a dangerous person. When you can be married to someone and basically wish bad upon them that way.
Yeah.
That is a very dangerous
very
person.
Dangerous.
And not only do it, but do it with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
And in the public. See, it's one thing to wish bad on your spouse in private.
Right.
But in public, that's completely different.
Exactly.
Like, that is a very dangerous person.
It is. And I want to show, I'm glad that you said that, because I want to actually you know, come here and show you guys, because I think this is pretty interesting. It talks really to what you were just speaking about.
Will Smith did not smack the fuck out of Chris Rock because he was trying to protect his fucking wife. Will Smith smacked the fuck out of Chris Rock because he's controlled by his motherfucking wife. Because think about it, the nigga thought the joke was funny too. But because Jada is a narcissist, and we all know narcissists have to control the narrative of their prey, she got mad because Chris Rock was able to make this nigga laugh. And because she couldn't control it, she gave Will that look and took control over the situation. Because she thought the joke was funny too. First of all, the bitch wasn't even sitting by her husband. And the whole world respected Will Smith prior to this incident. The only person in the whole United States of America that disrespected Will was Jada. And I get the idea of her having alopecia, but before she had alopecia, the bitch was always shaving her head and doing some weird ass shit. And he cried at the end because he fucked up, but don't shoot the messenger.
That was very real. That was very real what she was saying.
Yeah.
Because again, like, she really, to me, Jada, she really seems as if there's some like deep-seated hurt or pain that she wants to express to her husband.
But I'm gonna tell you this though. One thing I always go back, being the godly person that I am, I love Jesus. We both do, right?
Amen.
Not that we're perfect, not that we have the perfect household, because no one does. That's why we need Jesus, because we're not perfect, right?
Right.
I look at the dynamic of the household. You have to look at him as a leader of his household. And I'm speaking from a man, another black man in this world, another black man in America. If you're not leading your household the way you should, bad things are going to become of it, because God put you in this situation to lead.
To be the leader.
And if you're not leading, if you're letting your wife lead, not saying that women can't lead in that aspect, but biblically speaking, that a godly man should be the leader of his household.
And that's the truth.
And the key word I said, a godly man. I'm not talking about Joe Blow crackhead out here. I'm talking about a godly man should be the leader of his household. So you have someone leading that's not godly, it's going to trickle down to the wife, to the kids, and to whomever's around. And I think that's what you're seeing play out right here in public view.
Exactly.
You know, for the whole world to see.
Like, literally, they are the poster not poster child, but poster marriage for what not to do in your marriage.
Yeah.
Do not have an open marriage.
Because I think there were rumors like several years ago that came out that said they had an open marriage.
And not just her, both.
Both, yeah.
You know,
open marriage,
both.
yeah.
You know, he has been rumored to go off on vacations with Tisha Campbell's husband. And he's also been rumored to be, you know, basically in a relationship with Tisha Campbell's husband. Okay, so we don't know what they were doing on their vacations, and we're not even sure if that's true. We're just seeing what's out there. Okay, allegedly, right?
Yeah. It's allegedly because
all
we don't really want
to.
It's allegedly. It's already out there.
Right.
You know, I don't like doing the gossip thing or the spread rumors. But the one thing I can say is this: you know, we have to continue to pray for them and their family, their household, because I think he touched on it a little bit when Will Smith's acceptance speech last night. First of all, I forgot to even say congratulations to the dude on his first Oscar win, Academy Award win.
Because it overshadowed.
That guy's been. That's what I'm saying. That guy's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and he finally won one. So congrats on that.
Yeah.
And you deserve it on that because your on-screen talent, made that happen for you. You know. But he said Denzel touched it on it, like Denzel basically told him, you know, basically. And I'm paraphrasing here, but when you're at your highest, that's when the devil's going to come for you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's for all of us, you know. And the reason why the devil comes for us at that moment is because he know what God has actually put in us.
Yeah.
Even people like actors and, you know, people, you know, musicians, whatever, those industries, whatever, even politicians to a certain extent.
Exactly.
You know, he know Satan know what God has put in you. But he's going to try his best not to let that happen.
Come on. That's true.
You know, he's going to, you know, in the music industry and, you know, the entertainment industry, whatever, you know, you hear about, you know, the Illuminati and all this stuff, you know. That's what Satan brings, you know, into fold.
I'm glad you brought that
up. Just saying it's been going on for a long time. And there have been some entertainers who have spoken about it many times. You know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, but they got ignored and people just kind of chalked it up to a conspiracy theory.
People have always been trying to let on and tell us what's happening behind the scenes, the pedophilia rings, the Illuminati, the rituals and demonic things that they are doing. They always been trying to let us know, but you know, our eyes were very closed. And I think in 2020, God opened our eyes. He literally, like, you know, this world was shut down and we had nothing to do but to get closer to him, be more sensitive to his spirit, be more sensitive to what the evil that's going on. Like, I'm gonna tell you, for me, for 2020 was very eye-opening. I really started understanding and seeing that this world is evil. And like, this is not my home. This is not my final destination. This is not where I belong. You know, I'm just a foreigner here.
Exactly.
I'm just sojourning here for just a time.
Exactly.
So
and that's one thing I always, you know, to my kids or any other kids that, you know, I ever have a conversation with, which is very rarely I ever have a conversation with another kid. But, you know, one thing I would tell them is, you know, don't get so caught up in admiring these rich and famous people.
Right.
Because you don't know what they've had to do to get where they are.
Yeah.
You know, you may say some hard work is in it, perhaps. But there's some other things, like I say, sometimes you literally have to sell your soul to the industry.
Right, exactly.
That means whether it's elitist or those in the Illuminati or whatever they ask you to do, you must perform. You must do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for all we know, somebody or something could have told Will to go up there and slap Chris
exactly.
Rock.
That's right. Because you have some people who are not willing to do this whole Illuminati stuff, and
they don't make it too far.
And they don't make it far at all. Like, you literally be like, man, this person was so talented. What happened?
They just fell off.
Because they decided not to serve. You know. But I want to play this because I think
just an example is there's this one, I would say, female group where I think it was originally 4 of them. Then it got narrowed down to 3. Not saying no name, but you could tell the one they chose to be the so-called leader and to, you know, become part of the so-called clique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And of course she, you know, blows up big and famous. Not saying that she's not talented, but the other two, either they barely hanging on or maybe even done right now.
Right.
But they're, you know, their talent, the other two, they're talented enough to have blown up bigger than what they have.
Absolutely.
But they haven't.
Yeah.
And I think there's a reason for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the name of the group.
Yeah.
But you know.
So let's take a look at this because I thought this was pretty interesting here.
trying to make people ill with the AIDS
Let me make sure. Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
virus. This is pretty serious stuff. Do you that you felt that the government was deliberately spraying cold germs in subways, was deliberately trying to make people ill with the AIDS virus? This is pretty serious stuff. Do you really feel that? Well, it's a good question. Well, with Barbara Walters now, that's a serious one. So I gotta now, because people are gonna chase me after this. People are gonna chase me. I believe that it is quite highly possible that the AIDS virus is a result of genetic warfare testing by American agents. Absolutely. Well, am I a conspiracy theorist? I'm a conspiracy theorist, all right. Gosh, I didn't want to be a conspiracy theorist. I wanted to be regular.
I'm gonna say you want to be regular, but here's the thing. Especially the past 3 years, are you really considered a conspiracy theorist if what you're saying is actually coming true?
Exactly.
Like, are you still a conspiracy theorist at that point?
Yeah.
It was an actor, the guy who was in used to be in the show Hercules. I think it was Kevin Sorbo. I think he was the Hercules series from back like in the 90s or whatever. He's a devout Christian believer, whatever.
Right.
And I saw like a post of his. I don't know if it was on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. He was like, could someone give me another conspiracy theory because all mine's coming
They
true?
all come true.
I'm like, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And there is something else that I want to address. So I thought this was interesting because I saw this on my social media where white people, unfortunately, were not being able to say their opinion because people thought this was quote unquote black business,
Okay.
So let's take a look and see what Sassy says. I love her, by the way. I think she's very
It's pretty intelligent.
she has a great perspective.
I'll say that. The lengths people will go to avoid holding people accountable for their actions is astounding. Because this involved two black men, this is black people business. I was not aware that ABC was so technologically advanced that they only broadcast this to black people TVs. The whole world saw it. You're going to tell people they can't talk about what they saw? Why are we trying to make this a race issue? What conversation are you trying to avoid? That's my question. I saw this on Twitter last night or early this morning. Black emotions scare white people, that is clear. Black emotions aren't scary. Black emotions are profitable. Every 4 years, politicians turn black emotions into votes. Will Smith put his hands on another human being, and you want to make it a race issue. It sends the message that our default is reactionary. We're inherently violent. We can't control our emotions. We're too fragile to handle a joke. It sends the message that we're too weak to navigate important conversations. The important conversation, I think, is why don't we take men seriously when they're going through a mental health crisis?
Let me tell you this. Since they want to make a race issue out of it, here's my thing. First of all, everybody sitting in that, I don't know where they had these awards at, whatever auditorium, arena,
right,
stadium, wherever they were.
I
would say the majority of them pretty much answered to some white person anyway. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Maybe, I don't know, Tyler Perry has his own studio, everything. So maybe he don't as much anymore, but for the most part, they all do.
Yeah. Because that's where the funding is coming from.
Exactly. So to say that a white person should not have any opinion on it, no, that's crazy. And not to mention, you had a lot of white people sitting in there. Because let's be honest with you, going back for so long, this particular award ceremony, was pretty much at a certain time for a long period of time was kind of tailored toward white people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So to say that white people don't have no opinion on this, that is first of all, it's just wrong. That's absurd to even think of something like that.
That's crazy. It's ludicrous.
Even you had Bradley Cooper, a white dude. He's come one of the guys that came there and quote unquote, consoled Will Smith, afterwards. But another thing I want to say is, since you want to make this an all black problem, and you think that black people should handle black people issues, well, please, can you go tell your people who have influence, major heavy influence in Chicago, in Illinois?
Come on now.
like the Obamas,
Yeah.
like Oprah.
Oprah. Hello.
You know, and if you want to, you can even throw Michael Jordan in there.
Yeah.
Whomever. Can you tell them to see what they can do about all this black on black crime in Chicago?
Yeah.
Since we want to make
That
sure
part.
black people handle black people
That
issues.
That part.
Can we do something about that? Can we tell them?
Exactly.
Because they have a lot of power and influence in that city and in that state. But that's just.
And let me say, evil is evil, good is good, and nothing is going to change that. So when do we start telling people that, oh, because you're white or because you're this color, you can't have an opinion, you can't have a thought on this?
And that's the thing. Satan, also known as Lucifer, he was kicked out of heaven, right? Because he wanted to be like God.
Yeah.
Which is, and no one can put themselves on the same level as God, obviously.
Right.
Because to do is what? That's evil. Okay. So Satan, this evil person, or this evil, I guess you can call it a being. I guess you can call, he does not care about your skin color. He does not care about your race. Yeah. He don't even care how many times you go sit in the church and say Jesus. He don't even care about that. He's going to use you for what he want to use you for. Just like a lot of people out here believing that Republicans are more racist than Democrats, or vice versa, whatever side you lean toward.
Right.
I'm telling you this: they're all human, and Satan has an influence on both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides. One is not more racist than the other. One does not love us more than the other. There's evil and corruption on both sides equally.
Exactly.
Equally. Just like Malcolm X used to say all the time. I don't agree with his religious beliefs, because like I told you, I'm a Jesus person, but he had the political game down. I believe he won that quote. I'm paraphrasing. He said that the only difference between a Republican and a Democrat is a Republican to stab you in the front and a Democrat to stab you in the back.
Right. A liberal is like someone who is sort of like a fox. You don't know. The fox is very sly. He won't tell you right away that I want to eat you. I got these teeth in my mouth that are just,
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where it is. And it's like, because we look at the influences of so-called actors and entertainers and these so-called stars, and we pretty much ride off or feed off of what they say and what they do. Come on, man. They're just like right now, you got the White House and president or whomever, vice president, whomever, they have TikTok influencers, social media influence out there trying to spread their message,
their agenda, their specific agenda, their talking points that they want to get across, okay, to influence young people, to influence pretty much anyone who's on TikTok. TikTok has 1 billion users now. It's starting to be a big platform, just like Facebook.
And what I was going with that too is you have certain entertainers like actors and actresses and people in the music industry that are doing the same thing.
Yeah. So exactly. So we see what their agenda has been all along, was to have people that are able to influence you.
Exactly. That's it right there.
Wow.
And like I say, in the entertainment industry, these so-called people that sell their souls, that's one of the things they have to do.
Yeah.
Is they have to influence people in a certain way.
Now, who does that remind you of? The enemy. You understand?
Yeah.
Took a third of the angels with him.
What's that Nino Brown line? If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me.
Yeah. And so one thing I want to say too is that we need to be praying for everyone that's involved. We need to be praying for Will Smith, because like I said, it's something deeper that is going on with him, whether it's a spiritual battle. We also know that he's been kind of linked to, like you said, the whole pedophilia ring and stuff that's going on in Hollywood. Did
you show the one with the guy was talking about that?
You know what? I don't think I did. This is a great time to actually do that. Let's do that. I knew it was one. Here we go.
Did you show that one?
Let me make sure I got y'all shown. Yeah, perfect.
So we supposed to give a fuck about Will Smith and the Oscars? Because none of us gave a shit about the Oscars. I mean, it's essentially a bunch of pedophile motherfuckers sitting around glorifying each other for no good reason. Secondly, this is giving me very much Beyonce and Taylor Swift vibes at the VMAs, just another publicity stunt, and I'm not here for it. Also, let us not forget Will Smith is on the flight logs of Jeffrey Epstein. So there is that. Then we also have the distraction of the Hunter Biden laptop. Let us not forget about that. So yes, Will Smith. No one gives a shit that you got slapped. Or that you slapped somebody. Correction.
And that's another thing. Think about this. It made me think about distractions.
Yeah,
Like it's like they like using distractions
they do.
to keep our eyes from what they're really doing.
Come
and
on.
think about this. In the past few years, I'm reading here.
Yeah.
We had the big CV.
Come on.
We had the election debacle, food shortages, high gas prices, the jab, the southern border crisis. Now we got Russia, Ukraine over there. Then we got the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing. That's just that.
Yeah.
All happened in the past few years. You know, they're hoping that we don't see what's really going on.
And let me go back when the whole CV happened. What also transpired right before the Kobe Bryant?
Yes, that happened
incident?
like what about well that happened, was that in
I want
January
to
of
say it was in
2020?
February or so.
January,
maybe
February
maybe
2020, something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. You sure right.
Yeah.
So look at all the things that's happened, politically and in the entertainment industry, in the past few years. And it seems like a lot. It's almost like someone's trying to throw so much at us. Maybe they were hoping we just break down and cave in and do whatever.
Right.
Maybe they hoping we kill each other off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's really crazy, honestly.
But
God. And so in any event, we want to be praying for Will Smith. We want to be praying for Chris Rock.
Their families.
And their families.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to another topic. Did you have another topic that you want to talk about? This was pretty.
This is pretty much it right now.
Right.
Other than just one thing I always want to tell people to do is look. Well, here's what happened in 2020 when a lot of people weren't going anywhere. Some people used that time wisely.
Yeah.
To do their own research and find out what's really going on behind the scenes. Because you have politicians out here acting like they hate each other when the doors are closed and the mics are off. They're under the table making deals, or making behind, closed door, behind the closed door type of deals. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they're making deals with each other, satisfying each other financially, making sure each side is, lifted financially, while we out here against each other. We still thinking this Republican versus Democrat, red versus blue. We are so far beyond that now. Wake up.
Far beyond that.
It's no longer even about that.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to still believe that, hey,
Right.
I always say if you're counting on a single politician or a group of politicians or a political party to come and save the day for you, you've already lost the fight.
Right. Yeah.
You have already freaking lost that fight.
Right.
Anyway,
and some of the most practical things that we could be doing is, like you said, is like working on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Working on your spiritual self, getting closer to God, reading his word, praying to him, right?
Yes.
Making sure that you're doing the tasks that he's called you to do here in this earth. Not only that, but taking care of your body physically. You know what I'm saying? Getting your health in order as much as possible. We're all on the health journey. I know I am.
Here's a question I have. The Bible, obviously in the Bible, people got hands laid on them, healed and everything, right? Jesus himself did it, obviously, along with other disciples, right?
Right.
Here's my thing. Doing this COVID thing. Yeah, I said that. When people who are believers needed hands to be laid on them, were they doing that then? Because a lot of people weren't even physically showing up to church.
Right. People are still not showing up to church.
I'm trying to figure out if God give us the power and authority to lay hands on someone and heal them. How are we doing that if we stuck in our own little space in our own house wearing masks or whatever? How are we doing that?
Right.
How are we being obedient to that? Answer me that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I've heard any church leader or pastor or prophet or man or woman of God or whatever you want to call yourself. I haven't heard anyone really address that.
Yeah. Amen.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But yet and still, God's been good and let the gospel go forward.
Oh, yes.
I believe that he's used social media.
He has.
Here's what I believe. I believe that the people, I don't know what you call them, I'm just going to say they, because there's so many of them.
That's that they.
Okay. They created social media as a means to influence you, to control you. But God being the power that He is, He's
Mhm.
actually used all of us. We've become giants together as a force. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We become like a digital army for God. And on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, you see people really living out their faith and saying, hey,
Mhm.
this brought me closer to God. I have never seen so many people have gotten themselves closer to God throughout this whole, CV situation,
Yeah. Mhm.
it really brought a change. And I think that people are forever changed. And it's important that we keep that up, that we maintain those
I can tell you
relationships,
this. The time has come and passed to where most people in this country, in the United States of America, in Canada, in Mexico, all over the world, the time has come and gone for people to trust their so-called leadership.
Right.
Like most people will never go back to trusting the so-called leadership
Never.
again, regardless of which particular party is in
Yep.
power or in charge at that point.
Yes.
No, that's done.
Yeah.
Like no one will ever, even the few people, like a lot of people didn't trust leadership to begin with,
Right. Right.
but the few people who did actually trust them, now they're gone. They don't even trust them
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah. It's like we're always looking behind this. Okay, what is this? What is this smoke screen? Like, what are you guys trying to do?
Yeah, what's the agenda?
Honestly, everybody's a little bit on the conspiracy theory,
Yeah,
but it's not even conspiracy
conspiracy,
theory anymore.
yeah.
These are
Mhm.
facts. These are what these people are trying to do. So, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. But yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now.
So I want you guys to do something. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below.
Yes.
Like, let us know, what do you think this was all about? Like, do you think this thing was staged? Like, please let us know. I really want to get insight from you guys. Yeah.
Oh, another thing I want to comment on real fast too before we go off. Have to say it happened last week, but I still got to say it. Deshaun Watson. Got to say something on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I don't know if the guy's innocent. I don't know if he's guilty, whatever. I don't know. All I know is there are allegations out there, right?
Right.
And even though everyone's treating him as if he's already been found guilty, because every time I hear something, it's leaning more toward he did it than he didn't do it.
Right.
I would say don't lean either way. Let the civil, the civil process run its course, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that there are people out there who are just hating because he basically came out of this with $230 million.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know that there are people out there hating because his agent, I think it's David Mulligetta,
Mm-hmm.
like he pretty much made history with what he did.
Yeah.
With
He got
and for
him
Deshaun.
just an absolute great
there are
deal.
people out there who are just going to be hating on that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're wanting bad things to happen right now. You know what I mean? For them.
Right.
And like I said, I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm the type of person, if he did it, he deserves whatever punishment comes. But if he didn't, he deserves, I would say apologies and he deserves to be treated, as if he didn't do it. Don't make him guilty, and we don't even know if he's guilty yet.
Right, exactly.
Don't hate on him because of that.
Right.
That's all I got to say on that. I just wanted to add that in.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me it kind of fits along with everything else that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, man. I mean, it really is. Like you can't really, I don't do mainstream media anymore.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
No, I think we all get our news
social media.
Exactly, or just doing our own research.
Yeah.
We've become the researchers. We've become the journalists. Honestly.
That's why a lot of things are getting censored, because they don't want us to know whatever it is. They don't want us to know the truth. Exactly. Here's my thing. I was always taught, if you're not lying, if you're telling the truth, then you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're wanting to censor people, to me, that means whoever's wanting to censor people, whether it's a person wanting to do it, or a company or a group, whatever, or a political party wanting to do it, whomever, the fact that they're wanting to censor people, they must have something to hide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because if you don't have anything to hide, it's really not going to bother you that someone's saying this, that, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those common sense things. I always say common sense for the past 40, 50 years has been getting smaller, smaller, little, fewer, however you want to describe it. But it almost completely left in 2019.
Yeah.
Like December 31st, 2019, common sense just completely exited the building
Yeah.
for the most part.
Unfortunately.
You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be a genius to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a politician. You don't have to have, $100 billion. You don't have to have any of that to know what's going on. All you have to do is use the common sense. Like my mom used to always tell me, boy, use your common sense. She used to say that a lot because I'd be doing some stupid stuff. I'm just being a kid.
Right.
Boy, use your common sense. Now I see why she say that. Use your
Mhm.
common sense.
Yeah.
Because common sense will show you a lot more than any degree can, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not, I'm an advocate for education. You want to get education, go do it. But I'm just saying, there are a lot of people who have, who are highly intelligent and have masters and doctrines and PhDs, whatever. And it's like they're so intelligent that they have no common sense.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it's caused them harm. When I think about the jab and things like that, like people just they say yes, they didn't do any research, they didn't even use their common sense, didn't even use their intuitive, feeling.
And watching CNN and MSNBC and Fox, CBS, that's not research. Oh my goodness, man!
You need to get your information from a unbiased.
Tell somebody that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I watch the news. No, that let me know you don't know what you're talking about.
Right?
Like you watch the news.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped watching mainstream media in with the 2016 election because I was one of them people. Was like, "Go Hillary, let's go." She go,
"Oh my gosh,
man,
we
were
do total.
Yeah, let's do it." And then what did I tell you though? The night of the election, I was like, "Don't be surprised if this thing is closer than you think." Yeah. And it was something very simple that Trump said that everyone may have looked over.
What did he say?
But because I've been in a situation before, they was considering him a liar for saying this, and he was making up stuff. But I was like, he's not lying on that.
What did he say?
You remember when he talking about he got caught saying that he'll grab a handful of a female private part, right?
Okay.
And then he came back and say, "Oh, that's locker room talk."
Yeah.
I've been in some locker rooms that if you could sneak a camera or microphone there today, everybody in the locker room would be so-called canceled.
Yeah. I mean, it was inappropriate.
And it was inappropriate, but you cannot say that's not locker room talk.
Right.
Now, it may not be now because all these people afraid they're going to get canceled.
Exactly.
But when I was, when I was in locker rooms coming up as a teenager, whatever, in middle school, high school, whatever, all that type of stuff, there were no limits to what you would say.
Yeah. And if people really knew the real, Hillary, then, what I'm saying, that wouldn't not even matter. But thinking back to that, I was totally a Democrat, you know what I'm saying? Completely. And listen.
I'm gonna tell you something else. It's like, and Black people, I'm talking to you right now.
Right.
You want to come at me?
I'm not, that's not my party. That's not the party I affiliate. I honestly don't affiliate with any party, but if I do, I'm more conservative than anything.
I'm gonna tell you this, Black people, since y'all think the Obamas, y'all put them on some type of pedestal, whatever. Let me tell you this. We all went into the Obama years thinking that Black people were gonna come up, that he was gonna do more for Black people than we had ever seen before.
What did he do?
I'm gonna tell you this, and I don't care. You can come at me. I really don't care. Obama did more for the LGBTQ community than he did for Black people overall.
Yeah.
Just go do your research.
Yeah.
Like they actually got more rights than actually Black people in general did.
Yep.
During his term.
Exactly.
Think about that. Which means that he didn't really care about Black people overall.
Right.
And that's the thing we got to get out of as Black people. And I know there are probably some white people and people of other races watching this too. I'm not discluding you, but I can only speak as a Black person in America that they don't. But put it this way: just because you put a Black face on something or a Black face in front of a camera does not mean that they always have good intentions for Black people.
Exactly. Right.
I'm pretty sure every single Black person out there right now can think of someone that they thought was cool, but will stab them in the back at some point. If you haven't had that experience, you must be like still a toddler, a baby or something. Because if you live past 5 years old, you've had that experience.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anything else you got to add?
No, I think that's it. Until the next one. Until the next time. I really enjoyed this actually though. So
Coming at you hard and heavy every time. Hard and heavy.
guys, make sure you subscribe and definitely leave
Tirade
your
TV.
Your
Comments.
comments.
Don't hold back.
Yeah.
You want to come at me? Come at me. You know what I'm saying? I might do what Will Smith did. No, first of all, let me say we do not condone any violence at any given time, but we do condone you protecting yourself, defending your family. We do condone that.
Right.
That's another thing. It's become bad now to exercise your Second Amendment right or to exercise your First Amendment right.
Yeah. We're gonna be talking a lot more about Second Amendment rights. Oh my gosh, you guys are y'all are in for a treat, honestly. Man,
I told you I ain't holding back.
Yeah.
I ain't holding back.
TV.
I am not holding back. I am not withholding information. No, I ain't holding nothing.
With that said, guys, we will catch you on the next video. Y'all have a really awesome day.
Be blessed.